Hello everybody, this is Backblast. Here I'm again on Planet Zoo, and today what we're going to do is look at two enclosures that I've built, but all under one theme. And it all comes from a great story. Now, if you've seen any of my standalone builds, things like the Grizzly Gulch, you'll know that I like to put a story into my enclosures. I like to have something that's coherent as to how it came about. And this is all based around the story of a boat called the Pelican, and a great wave that came and crashed it into some rocks, and the boat lay abandoned either in the Antarctic or Arctic. I'm not sure which, because we've got penguins from the Antarctic and we've got grey seals from the Arctic, so it's somewhere cold and rocky, and it's been laid there for many years, and now you can come and walk round it and see what's going on. But you can see the great wave there is represented by the roof. And some of the ambient sounds as you walk around the area reflect being underwater or being at the seashore and that sort of thing. So I wasn't actually going to do a penguin or a seal or anything to do with the new aquatics, but I was working on this area of my Pangea Zoo, which is where we are today, and I thought it was going to be a cold area anyway. So I thought I'll base it around this story of the Pelican and all being with this big storm and sort of cold and rocky. And I thought, well, why not put in the penguins and the seals? We've got the big wave there, so I might as well make it a water environment. So I'm going to show you around the two enclosures. There is room for a third one, but it isn't there at the moment. But you'll see glimpses of it. And I'll give you a good bird's eye view of it at the end. This is all part of the Pangea. This is the new bit. The Africa bit is over the water over there. So what I'll do is I'll switch to ThisGameWhere so we can walk through the exhibit. It's much easier to show you around when we're at ground level. So there we go. Just get rid of that. Hello, lady. There we go. Right, so off we go. I've put a few buildings in. There's a station there anyway, but I haven't built that up yet. The buildings are just staff buildings, and they're the generic Arctic pack. So I'll just take you around. There's another set of buildings down the side. So you have to go down underneath the public way. That's the entrance to the seals. And we wander down here. And we go down this way. Oh, stuck on the scenery, and now we fell off the path. But there's some more here. There's also down here is the generator and water purifier for the two enclosures that are fully built. There is another path up here which goes to the third enclosure, which doesn't have anything in at the moment. I'm not quite sure what to put in. I'll talk about that a little bit more at the end. And we go back underneath. So if you look up here, there's a guy walking across. That's where we're going to go in. We actually wander underneath the entrance to the area. So there you go. There's the pathway underneath us. And as you can see, the monorail actually comes through the enclosures. My aim is to get rid of the wood eventually. So it's based around a kind of Norse theme. Not really Norse. It was just a seafaring theme, and to do with the sea and rocks and ice and water and the big wave, of course. This is the third enclosure, which doesn't have anything in, but this one is our seal enclosure. So you can see the big wave crashing over the top of us, and you can see a good view across the whole enclosure. And there we go. You can see the seals down there. Not much of a view from there at the moment. There's nothing close to us. We go down this spiral here, and there's another window here which can see into pretty much the same view, just lower down. We're actually underneath the other window. And then if we walk across here, we can see off to the right, this is the enclosure that's empty at the moment with the monorail going over the top. And here are the seals. You can see them swimming quite happily down there, having a great old time. Underneath us, there's actually a glass barrier. So even though the water goes from there to the other side, there's actually right underneath me a glass panel. I'll show you that again a bit later. So let's wander a bit further in, and we'll show you a bit more of the seal area. So this is a covered area, covered with rock. predominant theme in the whole area is all rock, wood, and glass. Really, it's quite a sparse area, and it's sparse for planting as well because of the animals that are in there. And you can see some seals there. They've got the sleeping area there, and there's also windows on this side for whatever we put in on that side eventually. So over this side we could see the seals, a couple sleeping there, another one on his way. Oh, very good. Very good. Let's wander down. So this is where the wreck of the Pelican comes in. So the boat got crushed on the rocks and it's ended up here, overlooking this penguin area. So you can see there's a pathway down to the boat. And if you look ahead there, hello sir, we've still got the masts from the boat and a bit of rigging and whatnot. And you can see the deck of the boat there. It's tilted over. So from here you can see into the penguin area. It's quite a large area, quite deep water as well. But we'll be going down underneath this platform in a second, so you can see into the water. But to do that, we'll have to go through the wreck of the Pelican. So let's go and have a look at the boat. There's lots and lots of bits of wood and bits of cargo down here. A lot of detritus from the boat when it got smashed on the rocks. A lot of it would have been floating around here. And you can see that we're actually going in through the side of the boat. And then when you get inside, you can see the decks are all canted over at an angle. Again, there's just rubble and bits where people might have stayed. And now we can see into the penguin enclosure. You've got the deck behind us that's leant over, and there we have penguins. Way, having a great old time. The enclosure's nothing too out of the ordinary. There's the usual feeders and some deep water and quite a lot of space in the water. That's all very good. We do have some ambient speakers, although I'm aware you can't hear them on this particular video. I recorded the video. There we go. Shot of the decks there. I recorded the video and the sound wasn't very good, so I've redone the sound. And there we go. A lot of the wreckage. And you can see back here, you can see the side of the boat again. It's all there. And you can look down onto the deck from here. And then we're back where we can see the masts and the wave, and it's all coming over the boat. It's coming over our head. It's going to crash down on us, and I'm sure the penguins will be fine with that. There you go. There's a penguin enclosure there. And then you've got the story of the great wave that came crashing down on the Pelican. You've seen the great wave. You've seen the wreck of the Pelican, and now the wildlife is coming in and taking over again. And yeah, there you go. It's sort of reminiscent of the kind of thing that you get at aquariums where you tend to find yourself in the bottom of a boat. This one there is the seal area, and the bit that we came in was this spiral down there. It's not a spiral, it's helix. And then there's the covered bit where you can see the seal's sleeping area. This is the area where there's nothing yet, and the path that comes into to feed that enclosure. And this is where the penguins are, and that's the wreck of the boat over there. So it's basically split into 4, but only 3 of them are for animals. You can see more of the boat here. I actually built the boat in one piece and put it all together so it looked like a boat. And then when I'd finished building it and I was happy that it looked like a boat, I put it in here, tilted it over so I was happy with where the masts were. And then I wanted a good view of the water as well. So I then took all the wooden panels out. And you can see a lot of the wood that I've used for fencing is the same as the decking. So I've used the same. It's almost as if they've scavenged the bits of deck from down here and made all the fencing up. So I like that sort of continuity in my builds. I like the story. I like trying to put something together that's cohesive. So this is the enclosure that's empty. I'm not quite sure what to put in here, but you can see there's a glass panel there. So it is separate from the seals. So whatever we do put in, whether that's wolves or polar bears or whatever, there's no interaction between the two. You can see the seals quite happily bobbing around in there. That's all very cool. So there you go. That's my wave and the 2 enclosures that are with it. There's 3, but not built up. I aim to get rid of the fencing eventually and just have rocks. I'm not keen on fencing around enclosures. I'd much rather make it look more natural. So I aim to get rid of that at some point. And I think probably the other enclosure that's the far one here, I think that's probably going to be a polar bear enclosure, simply because I can remove the back, and that's how I'd rather have the look rather than the wood that you see there. So again, you can see rock work on the back rather than the wood. I'd rather get rid of the wood. So this is probably going to be a polar bear. I can maybe take the fence away and use some of the left bit down by the water to house polar bear. So everything up at the top there will be sleeping area and feeding, and then all this will just be a place for them to roam, so they've got enough space and enough water. But there you go. So that is the Great Wave and the story of the Pelican that got wrecked on the rocks by the Great Wave. I hope you've enjoyed it. What I'll do now is I'll show you a kind of nighttime walkthrough with the lights on and a bit of ambient noise. There we go, the Great Wave, you see the storm sounds, honking seal. As we walk through, you get the wreck of the Pelican down there, looking resplendent in green. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed that. I hope you like the video. Please subscribe if you like the channel. Please give it a thumbs up if you like the video. My name's Backblast. I'll catch you next time.